We up. Top of the top. Let's go. Good morning. What's up, y'all? Shout out to everybody that's catching this live. Shout out to everybody that's in tune. Shout out to everybody that's on membership status, VIP, elite. Shout out to the moderators and respect everybody that's tapped in, subscribed. And shout out to the replay gang. That's the other family. So anyway, let's go. This thing starting to become work every day, man. Yo, this is what I'm saying, man. Let's just go, man. Things okay, man, but it's gonna be a hot ass summer, boy. Boy, it's gonna be a long summer for some people. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Boy, let's just get into it, man. So it's not about the Drake album that dropped, y'all. The Drake album is gonna be the exposure, and meaning a lot of people are gonna show their true colors, and a lot of people are gonna have set themselves up. Well, let's just go. We went into certain things yesterday. So now Rick Ross has put the smoke on him. He put the smoke on himself. So we're going to just get into it, man. So y'all know this thing is based on sides. Y'all now able to see who is family. If you don't see nothing, you actually able to see clear as day who they always were against. I'm going to keep saying it. Everybody against 50. The same people against 50 against Drake. Same people against Drake, against Kanye. And I can keep going down the list. Diddy boys. The Rock boys. But this ain't so much about that. It's about what Rick Ross been doing too much. Because when I told you that all that playing online stuff played out now, especially if you're a rapper. Especially if you're a rapper. Let's just go. I'm going to just show y'all. Look, shout out to everybody that's catching this live. Let's just go. Let's go. Rick Ross is knocking a hustle, y'all. Now let's go into this. We also going to talk about Mariah Carey. Barely could walk. I don't know what's up with Mariah Carey. She was spotted at the New York City Gucci 2027 event, and she barely could walk. Now, I don't know because she drunk. I don't know what it is, but let's just go. We up, y'all. We up. We up, man. You got to keep yourself motivated out here, man. It's very depressing out here. It's very depressing. You know why? It's a lot of depressed souls. It's a lot of soul losers. It's a lot of miserable people. People crying the rock man blues. No. Everything is okay, y'all. You looking at the shit that's just going to happen in the end. It's all over. So, Rick Ross has been going live. Long story short, for those who know about Rory and Mal used to work with Joe Budden. Rory and Mal had their own podcast. And it is said that Rick Ross went after Rory. But for those who don't know who Rory is Kareem Biggs Burke's little brother. Kareem Biggs Burke is one of the founders of Rockefeller Records. Jay-Z, damedash, and Kareem Biggs Burke. So allegedly, Rick Ross was talking junk to Kareem's little brother, Rory, something like that. Not Rory. Put it like this. Let's just go, y'all. I'm not even going to go there. Let's just go, man. Let's leave it alone because this shit don't make no sense to me. First of all, Rory and Mal, I think they got names mixed up. But let's just go, y'all. Rick Ross was talking shit, and he getting checked. And on top of that, OVO, Drake, people laughing at him. But he had to backtrack some shit he said. But I'm going to just cut the bullshit. The reason why Rick Ross getting this smoke, because he brought up Kareem's past of him being a drug dealer and going to prison. So if you know that Kareem was part of Rockefeller, he's bringing up his drug dealing behavior at this time, that's not a good look. So people looking at Rick Ross like he basically snitching, like he let's just go, man. like I said, let's just go. This guy is, because I'm like, hold up, Rory white. Rory and Mal. I'm trying to get this shit right. So let's get it together. The guy, what I mean by his little brother, I guess he means his little bro. I don't know what they talking about, but I'm gonna show you what they saying. This guy is super salty about Drake and is going after podcasters. So the word is Rick Ross going after podcasters. See, if you bigging up Drake, that's a problem. Or if you calling it fair, that's a problem. But you know, he dissed Rick Ross on the album. So I think Rick Ross is calling himself fighting anybody who's with Drake. I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm not trying to get caught up in the extra shit. All right, Rory and Malice. I'm like, they saying Rory is Kareem Biggs' little brother, but he could be. I don't know. But that's what they saying. I didn't know that. So that's why I just kind of catch myself. I'm like, hold up. Malice is a black guy. Rory is, but it can be mixed. So it's not hard to figure out. It could be his mixed little brother. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Let's just get it clarified. All right. So, like I said, they might think they're going to like go against Drake and get some shine and trending, but they're not. So, once again, every time they show their face, every time they call themselves talking, all they're going to do is keep digging up old bones. It's not going to stop. In their mind, they think because the Diddy shit is over, somehow they're still back relevant, but they're not. And the more they talk, they're going to keep burying themselves. They're going back into a lot of Rick Ross stuff, but this the kicker as well. They also going back into some of his franchise situations because allegedly Rick Ross has some things going on with paying workers. So here we go. Rick Ross backtracks. Rick Ross backtracks. Rick Ross backtracks after dragging Biggs Burke into Drake feud. There you have it. So y'all just be the judge for yourself. I have no judgment. I'm just going to tell you what it is. All right? So for those who don't know who Kareem Burks is, that's the guy to the right. Fairly equal as everybody else in this label, but he didn't do a lot of talking. He didn't try to be famous because it is said he was the financier. Yeah, he was the one with the street money. All right? So a lot of these personas and things they started out with, he was the one supplying the money. According to the story, all right? According to the story, which means y'all all better get out winning all of this. Just know, when all this started, they were splitting money 3 ways. What else I see now? You're going to see they all needed each other to bust through this game, and you're going to see how I was looking for them as their individuals. So you know what I'm really saying? They should all just stay together, man. If they would have stayed together, I think they'd have been way bigger than what they are, and I think they all would have still been doing something. But see, now I get to show you what I was telling you about Dipset and all that shit. If these guys were signed to Rockefeller, meaning if Rockefeller was getting their money through Def Jam, the budget comes through Def Jam, they get the budget. Then after that, they the guys got to pay Cam, Beanie, and the rest of them. Can you see how many hands that money went through? Can you now see why Jim Jones is broke when they don't own none of that shit? And these are the guys that made more money than Jimmy. These are the guys that made the money off Cam. So when I'm telling you, it was a chain of command. It's just that a time in New York, it was a lot of money around, but you got to use your brain. How much money were those rappers actually making if they had to get their money first? And they had to split 3 ways. Then Cam and y'all going to get what y'all get, but now look at Jewels at the bottom. So the lower you go, the less they getting paid because that money going through a lot of hands, y'all. So they were splitting money 3 ways. And you know nowadays, you can't, that shit, you can't, it's hard, you can't do that. They will split money 3 ways. But I also know what they did. They mastermind their way into the game. That's why I ain't going to knock that. Damn, the smart, nerdy guy. You know what I'm saying? The paperwork. Jayz, the street guy, the rapper. He going to make it happen. Biggs, the investor, took, the money. So they had a team. So they earned their spot, whatever. But the point is, now that they all broke up, now that they fell out, whatever you want to get, whatever you want to talk about, you just see how it's ended, y'all. Let's go. Now, Rick Ross tried to call him out for his convictions of being a drug dealer. And Rick Ross called himself trying to shame Biggs. Then look at this. Biggs don't even talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So going after him, that's like, you know what I'm saying? He don't even talk. So I told you, man, this same shit they play on is the same thing going to destroy them all because they don't understand their time is up on this shit. You've been on here 15 years. Now your career is not relevant, and they think they're going to just keep talking, but the new generation has gotten hip. When I say new generation, I spoke to them yesterday. They getting hip now, y'all. They getting hip. I'll just say this. The guys between the ages of, 21 to 35, stuff like that, 30, they hip now, y'all. They hip. Let's go. Oh, hold up. Oh, what's up, Sister T? What's up, Dramatic? What's up, everybody in the chat? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Y'all know my holla child. What's up, a team of Dramatic? Also, thanks for the cash app yesterday, and thanks for the super chat, y'all. So let's just go. I'm going to holler at y'all, but we're going to get it started. So for those who don't know, that's Kareem Burks to the right. One of the founders of Rockefeller. He already did his time years ago. After the fact, after the Rock broke up, after all these things happened, he went to prison for selling pounds. Something like that. He had them pounds of marijuana. Long story short, he did his big. He came home. You see him at the Rock Nation brunch, which means life was going on for Kareem. So by Rick Ross bringing up his drug dealer past, trying to shame him, that was a lame move. And meaning the people didn't buy that shit, y'all. All right, you see Kareem Biggs right there in the burgundy. What you're looking at? You're looking at the parties. All right, so my point is this. Check it out. Embarrassing. 50 years old and getting big homie. So it's allegedly said that after he was talking greasy, he got a phone call. I don't know from who, but they saying he was talking. He did one live talking shit, and then he came back apologizing type of thing. Something like that. Here you go. But I'm going to keep showing you how in hip-hop now rap, they're going to keep bringing up their age. Bringing up their age is to show the reality that these guys are losing their mind. Embarrassing. 50-year-old and getting big homie. Rick Ross has issued an updated statement about Biggs. But also, he allegedly apologized. I don't know, but I know one thing he did in the second video. He tried to throw a shot at Big and say that he been smashing Big's girl. Let's go. And what they don't get, Rick Ross. Bro, you're still bragging on hitting dudes' chicks. When you going to get your own chick? Don't you understand you rappers are looking very suspect out here? And the fact that you guys been living off how you hit other dudes' chicks, it's starting to look like you really can't get your own chicks. Or it's starting to look like y'all don't really want your own chicks. All right? Because a lot of the shit y'all doing is not making sense now. Rick Ross, you've been doing good in the house. You've been quiet. You done messed up now, bro. There you go. I told them all. They were smart. They just be quiet and Diddy come home. Meaning, just make music. Just keep it positive. Any negative energy they indulge in, trust me, it's going to go against them. Because everybody know who the troublemakers are now, y'all. Everybody know who the haters are. Who are considered the haters? Rick Ross, Fresh Montana, Meek Mill, all the fucking losers. I'll tell you what, all the fucking Diddy, Jay-Z leftovers are now considered haters. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, everybody that showed us they couldn't prosper in their career in 2026, they are now considered the sore losers. The sore losers is everybody that's not popping no more, but they got a lot of hate. You see what I'm saying? It's not the fact they not popping no more. It's the fact they hating on everybody else. So that's the problem, y'all. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I got to readjust. That's all it is. I got to readjust. Yeah, we about to get into it. We got a few things to talk about. Also, we're going to talk about, they about to start coming for Amazon too, y'all. All right? They starting to come for Amazon. So all the things we've been talking about. Where it is, Amazon been monopolizing the American economy, y'all. Yup. Told you blacks, y'all been spending all that money with Amazon. Anyway, let's go. Let's go. So I'm ready. We about to take off. Rory and Mal. Now it's being said that Rory is Big's brother. I don't know how. Don't ask me. But see, they was with Joe Budden. They left Joe Budden. Now I'm gonna say this. They had a good podcast, but my only thing with them was I knew they were Rockefeller affiliates, so I always knew they wasn't going to be fair about everything. That's just my whole thing. When it comes to certain people, I know I just knew they was with Jay-Z camp, and I always just knew they wasn't really going to be fair. So people that might be good to me, they're okay, but if they're not fair, I don't deal with them like that, because I don't like to watch control shit. I don't like selective, opinionated people. You see what I'm saying? And meaning that's for me, that's a waste of time. Like, if I know those your boys, I ain't gonna watch you. See what I'm saying? It's no different from me watching a sports podcast, but I know everybody's LeBron James homeboy. So if LeBron have a bad night, they're not gonna tell me the truth. So I don't deal with that kind of shit, y'all. But they cool. I respect them though, because they do their own thing. I don't got nothing against them. But I'm just letting you know. But so he called, see, Rick, let me break it down. Rick Ross called himself picking on them, y'all. He called himself picking on them because of Drake conversations. So he called himself picking on them, but it backfired on them once again. Mind you, these guys are younger, man. It's their time now. It is their time to cover this shit. Not Charlemagne. It's their turn now. All right? It's their turn. But these older guys pushing 50. And what else y'all not getting? Never in the history of rap has it been 50-year-old rappers still hanging around. This has never happened. God damn it, Run DMC didn't do it at 50. Nobody did this at 50. I told you, this is the era gonna go out bad. It's this era we in right here. Because now it's looking like the era of no integrity, and it's also looking like this era was hating on the young generation the whole time. Because when I put it together, bro, it started looking to me like, man, bro, we was never gonna shine. Why? Because they was always hanging around. They were always hanging around and teaching us their filthy ass ways. Meanwhile, we've been the trendsetters. How you think Rockefeller made it? All the young trendsetters. Who were the trendsetters on Rockefeller? Was it Jay-Z, Damon, Big, or was it all those young boys they had on that label? Huh? Was it State Property and Dipset? Who were the trendsetters on them labels? No, they monopolized the young generation. That's why the young generation grew up to be broke and poor now. All right? You know goddamn well Jimmy's supposed to be straight. Everybody's supposed to be living lavish because they put the work in. But they didn't get all the money, y'all. So you think all those movements, Dipset, all those you think all those movies, who you think got all the money? The 3 CEOs, that's who. And the truth is, these are 3 CEOs. You don't have no proof they broke. See what I'm saying? Meaning, they the ones got all the money, but Damon, I'm smart. Damon, a hustler from Harlem. You know what that means? I'd rather play the broke role. Why? Then I don't got to worry about none of them Negroes ask me for shit. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, Dave be playing a broke role. Meanwhile, nobody from Philly gonna ask him for shit. Nobody gonna ask for nothing because I'm broke, remember? So I got saved. I be joking on Dame and shit. Meaning, but I don't, trust me, man. Trust me, man. Trust me. If Dame played the broke role, that might have been the most genuine shit ever pulled off. I'm telling you this, because you know why I say that? I don't have no proof Dame Dash broke for real. On some real shit. Because guess what? We can play the broke game, bro. Hey, I'm going to keep my third. I'm going to just play broke. Fuck it. I'm going to just live basic and make niggas think I'm whatever they want to think. I'm going to just play the role. Meanwhile, I got all my rights. I still get my money. I get my checks. Meanwhile, nobody knows, right? All right, then. Because you're not going to tell me Dame had this intelligence and then he just became this dumbass man in the end. But if me acting dumb and broke will keep Negroes from calling me and asking me for shit and talking about what I owe them, shit, I'm broke. You see what I'm saying, y'all? So, like I said, because how I know that? Because Biggs ain't broke. If Biggs did a bid and he ain't broke, like he ain't broke, man, I ain't seen about him being broke. Because I'm assuming he still got some money too. And I'm assuming they still got right money coming in. So I'm saying that because Rick Ross called himself going at one of big, Korean family, whatever, and that shit backfired. It's making him look like a big bully, and y'all gonna look at what he really was saying. Let's go. But I'm just showing y'all what the public's saying. I want to talk about Mal's big brother. Didn't he go to jail for taxes and getting caught with 20 bags of weed? He was broke with no royalties. That's what they saying. But he didn't get caught with no 20 bags. He got caught with pounds. But the thing is this, y'all. This is what I now finally get to show y'all this online shit that's played out. You're talking to Rory and Mal, but you're bringing up another man. And as you're bringing him up, you're exposing something that's not exposed. You're bringing up a man's past. So remember when I told you it's black people that won't let you change, bro? It's black people who won't let you become somebody else. They always want to keep you who you were, or they want to have you stuck where they want you at. Which means I learned this from my own family. You can make it in life, y'all, but there's some people around you, they don't want to acknowledge that shit. You see, if you was say you was known to fight all the time, and you just a regular calm person now, they gonna keep bringing up when you used to fight. Remember, man, used to fuck people up. Man, remember, she's a fight her ass up. They won't accept that you change your way. That's just how they are. You see what I'm saying? You used to get high. You tell people, I don't smoke no more. They gonna still try to test you. You want to hit this blunt? They gonna still smoke around you. They don't want to accept that you change. That's why I told you I don't deal with black people no more for a lot of shit. They do too much fuckery. Here's another example. So Kareem Big's brother done got embarrassed already, went to prison, took his losses, came home. You looking at Kareem Big's birth after he got out of jail. Meaning, he been going back to the Rock Nation brunches. He stay out the way. But another black man want to bring up his past. Now, I will say this. I don't know what's, hey, I'm going to just chill out because if Kareem Big still hanging around Jay-Z, this ain't a good look. Because I just showed you, they brought up Pusha T drug dealing raps. I spoke about it yesterday, how they talking about how they've been hanging at Louis Vuitton, but while they at Louis Vuitton, they still recording songs about selling drugs and all this. Now, days later, come out Kareem Big's a drug dealer. So they painting this drug dealer family around Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's not good for him. Thank you very much, Judah. So now you see Kareem Biggs right there. My point is, y'all, he been past that prison stuff, but Rick Ross want to bring it back up 2026. So, or you got to ask the purpose, or the question: what was the reason he brought up this man's past? For what? All right. Then after he did it, he so-called like backtrack, and you will see like the laughing emojis. They're laughing at him. All right, let's go. They saying he was talking junk, but then his tone changed once he found out who was who. Then he changed his tone once he saw the whole OVO Drake team laughing at him. Now he walking back what he said about Kareem Biggs after he received this is Hove text. So they joking on him saying Hove text his ass. They saying Jay-Z text him and he changed his tone. That's the joke. And they also saying once Drake people was laughing at him online, everybody laughing at him, he came back with a rebuttal. So we see first it was this, if I'm not mistaken, then he came back with this. Let's just go, y'all. It's all messy. I'm gonna clean it up for you. So look. Thank you very much, Judah. So we was talking about this the other day. Let's go back in time to bring it up to date. For those who don't get it, let's see how life really changed. Okay. Since Diddy been to prison, did it get better for Jay-Z? Since Diddy went to prison, did it get better for Kevin Hart? Oh, Kevin Hart just got roasted last week, disrespectfully. djkhaled is currently being dissed on Drake's album. See that? But now Rick Ross want to put Kareem Biggs' name in it. Biggs right next to Khaled. Do you see how this panning out? Meaning, you see how it was all happy and fun and celebration then? But what you going to see for a fact, get this part clear. They don't laugh like they used to. See, I remember when I told you they don't got the same energy? Remember when I told you they can play these roles, but they really all in a deep, dark depression? Jay-Z don't smile like that no more. Kevin Hart don't smile like that no more. djkhaled don't smile. They're not happy no more, y'all. They've been acting happy, but they not. Plus, they older, which means their clock is ticking. And the young generation is peeping them out. Now, remember when I threw it at y'all yesterday with this Drake shit? I was telling y'all, it ain't just about no Drake raps. It ain't about no damn Drake. What this whole Drake shit is doing is opening up a can of worms. I'm going to prove to you today. Let's go. Let's go. So remember when I told you, if they were smart, they would have been left a long time ago. All right, let's go. Now, once again, that's Kareem Biggs' Burke to the right. He brought up his drug dealer past. Nobody knows why he did it. He called himself getting it. I guess he called himself dissing him for being broke or whatever, but he brought up him being in affairs, a drug dealer, taxes. Well, you're going to get the point. Let's go. Now, I be trying to be respectful, man, but they just keep doing it to themselves. I'm not even going to say it, man. I'm just going to chill out. Just come on, man. Really took y'all 20 years to accept that Rick Ross is a clown. Who are you talking to? You ain't talking to me. No, you talking to the fucking rap guys, those fake-ass drug dealer rap fans. Really took y'all 20 years to accept that Rick Ross is a clown. I'm not going to say he's a clown, but what I'm going to say is, if you believed he was a drug dealer, and you kept believing in buying drug dealer rap, the joke on you. All right? So, do you see this right here? So, if it took them 20 years to accept that he's a clown, who's the real clown? Is it Rick Ross or the people that believe Rick Ross for 20 years? Who's the clown? Rick Ross ain't the clown. He's an entertainer. No, the clowns are the ones that believe in Rick Ross drug shit. The clowns are all the men walking around with big beards because of him. Those were the clowns, and I knew that when it first happened. But that's why I always called it a Rick Ross beard. And once I seen them black men wearing it, I knew they were fucking Rick Ross fans. That's right, because they idiots. But what if I told you that might be a fake beard? So you just thought airdrops are that serious, huh? No, man. We're going to leave it at that. Rick Ross beard gets the Hollywood treatment. Yup, meaning y'all still ain't get it through y'all head yet. Y'all shit ain't never going to look perfect like his. It never was. All right? Really took y'all 20 years to accept that Rick Ross is a clown. All right? And my point is this. When Rick Ross left that rap shit alone, I was having respect for Rick Ross. He doing his little car shows. He got those businesses popping. Once Rick Ross start coming back online with this shit, respect out the window. Tell you what's going to happen to all of them. It's going to happen to all of them, y'all. Because we're not in this era no more. And playing online means you don't have a career no more. Playing online means you don't have a career. Playing online for them means they trying to stay relevant. That's all it means. And playing online means they not making no money. That's what it means. All right? So let's go. I was today years old when I learned that Mal is Big Brother. So Mal is his brother, but you're going to see they saying Rory. It's fucking Mal. See what I'm saying? So I'm showing you false media too. Because I tell you, they flip narratives. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, how the hell is Rory his brother? But then he could be mixed. No, it's Mal. But you're going to see they posting Rory his little brother and all that. Yes, they are. So maybe Rick, somebody's spinning misinformation, y'all. So that's why I told you, let me get this shit clear. My mind is like this. When they saying little brother, I'm automatically the black guy. And I'm like, that's Mal though. But why they saying Rory's little brother? Unless they saying Rory, like, you know, his little homeboy, little brother, homeboy like that. Like, that's his little brother, his little man. So I got it. So I'm like, long story short, these two guys, you might as well just say they're under Biggs. All right? They're affiliated with Biggs. So long story short, when Rick Ross is beefing with them, he bringing up Biggs' past as a shot. But then he came back and cleaned it up. Also, I think he was like, I ain't know that's your brother. Ooh, man, let's just go, man. I'm not even going to try to explain this dumbass shit. I'm just going to show you what the people saying. Let's go. That's why I said I don't like getting into the gospel shit, the back and forth shit without facts. Let's go back to the Rock Nation brunch. Life after Diddy. Who at the bottom? Usher. What's going on with Usher's career? Usher so sorry. Him and goddamn Chris Brown got to go on tour together, even though Chris Brown album flopping. Who else been hiding out the most? Swizz Beatz. Who the fuck you think been hiding out? Swizz Beatz? But I'm going to give it to Swizz Beatz. Swizz Beatz smart. He not playing online. Swizz Beatz is not playing around. He's on some out of sight, out of mind. No, Swizz Beatz being smart. You know, goddamn well, Swizz Beatz been around them niggas 30 years too. But he stay out the way. So I ain't going to knock Swizz Beatz. The thing is this. Do they have the same energy since Diddy been in jail? Do they have the same energy? So I told you all, it's cool when they was flossing and posting all those whack-ass pictures. But now use your brain. Somebody wasn't even selling albums back then. This is what I meant. They stopped doing music. So even when you look at these Rock Nation brunches, look at all the music that could have came out of it. by them collaborating and working. See, I wanted y'all all to get, they were playing a role as if they bigger than rap, and they don't need rap no more. That's the role they were playing. We bosses, we executives. Man, we don't need that internet shit. We don't need no fans. We straight. That was their persona. We made it. You got it? We made it. We don't need that shit. We got the liquor. We got all these brands. But I told you, anybody blanking on the black dollar gonna crash. That Rose, Rick Ross Ace, that shit ain't selling. That Bel Air ain't selling. It's some good shit, but they shit ain't selling. The hood is not rich no more. The hood was hood rich because of drug money. Period. Weed, crack, dope, e-pills, Molly. You see what I'm saying? Prostitution, gang banging, gun trafficking, robberies, heists, scamming, all that shit going. But when they was here, it's when they were bragging to us that they made it. Black excellence. But somehow you're going to see this whole black excellence shit got dismantled. And I told you, when it's all said and done, none of these niggas going to have a career no more. Yeah. And when you see a lot of those faces there you don't know, just know some of those men be male models. Yeah. The models be in there too. And I'm saying that for a reason, y'all. Because they did a lot of flossing, but see, to me, niggas don't want to floss no more. I don't see the same energy. What about y'all? I don't see the same energy. So this is nothing new but update. When I told you, one by one, they all going to be exposed. They're going to expose themselves. And the main thing they won't get is every single thing they did is online. So I don't know why Rick Ross did this. He just put a nail in his own coffin. All they had to do was just do music, man. But let's go. Let's go. Really took y'all 20 years to accept that Rick Ross is a clown. There you have it. They go Biggs in the middle. So, y'all see Biggs been around. He always been around still after all of this after he got out of jail. But Rick Ross want to bring up his jail history. Now, let me show you how time play out. Last week, Kevin Hart got roasted. This week, they talking about Biggs. One by one by one. All they name gonna be dirty. And what? Don't get this twisted neither. See, I always tell you what. Y'all always forget about Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was never big to me because I know they always controlled Kevin Hart. He was their comedian. They're an entertainment gang. Yeah, we got everything. We got comedians, we got actors, we got singers, we got rappers, we got everything. Same way y'all in gang, y'all got shooters, drug dealers. That's their shit. They were running like gang in the industry, I told you. They were a gang in the industry. They were moving like a black gang in the industry. And if you ain't down with them, something bad gonna happen to you or you ain't got no career. But now look, Usher, Mr. STDs. Diddy's in prison. Kevin Hart got put on by fucking Rockefeller. So what is wrong with y'all? So when they're bringing up Biggs drug dealer past, that also going to affect Kevin Hart still. Because Kevin Hart can front all he want. He can act like he's so fucking Hollywood, but his roots and foundation is Rockefeller Records. Period. Period. In history, when anybody want to go back to Kevin Hart beginnings, it's going to go right back to Rockefeller Records Def Jam, which means he was always controlled by them. Always. And what I mean by that is, in the end, Kevin was not going to escape. All right? He was not going to escape. So you see him get his humiliation and disrespect. They disrespect Kevin Hart, dead father. The highest form of disrespect. Y'all know goddamn well when you're black and somebody disrespects one of your dead elders, that is the highest form of disrespect, especially if it's your father. Y'all all know that. So when I tell you they disrespected him on Netflix, which I already know, just know that shit's still number one, and that shit went around the world, and he's done. So we're gonna leave that right there. Let's keep it going. They don't got the same energy now, do they? When you see Kevin Hart laying in the bed, do we look happy? Do they all look happy like they used to? All right. No more salsa parties, man. Now you see why they brought the movie out, the cartoon? I know this nigga ain't coming for Biggs. Ross is doing too much. Biggs is solid. Ross is a fake street dude. He needs to be quiet. There you got it. And another thing I'm saying is, guys, why are people still trying to hold on to the street persona? The streets are fucking dead. This is why a lot of them gonna die broke, man. Because they're gonna keep trying to live this fake life to the end. Now let me show you something once again. The beginnings of Rockefeller. Do you see Kareem Biggs right there? All right. Biggs is one of the founders. He been home. Now Rick Ross want to bring up his drug dealer past. But I already went into this. That wasn't their car. Now I want you to see how them Rockefeller shirts look now. Look at that Rockaway now. When I told y'all, we in a different time now. And everything from back then, guys, is played out. But see, your mind is still Rockaway t-shirt. You still feel the same way about rap with your young ass. Like you still walk around with big T's. Can you now see how that fucking clothes was bullshit? Meaning, can you now see how that clothes was never going to last the test of times? Now you see why all that hip-hop shit was bullshit? Because it didn't last. It was all money-making grabs. The same shit they did with Rockaware, Baby Fat, the same shit y'all bought on Temu. Back then, they just knew how to get that shit from overseas for cheap and put them logos on it. You're going to buy them logos. Y'all pay for them logos. But I'm saying this. Dude, now look at the clothes now. No, guys, you were in a cult. Look at the clothes now, y'all. It was hip-hop clothes. So check it out. Let's go. You made time hard for prisoners. They talking to Rick Ross, y'all. Now what they doing? Going back into Rick Ross when he was a CEO. Why? They saying what Rick Ross said was some police shit, some CEO shit. You talk about Biggs' past as a hustler, man, you sound like a cop. Because he talking like a cop. The way he's bringing, like, if I want to shame somebody, bro, for going to jail, that's like some cop shit. He ain't a good guy. He been to prison. He sold drugs. That's what he doing. Wow. So check it out. This is what they saying. You made time. They saying Rick Ross made it hard for the brothers in jail. You made time hard for prisoners. You are a piece of CO. You weren't bringing in no packs. That's just a cover-up. You stole a real Negro's identity and call yourself a boss. So they telling you straight up what everybody already know. They saying he stole Rick Ross' identity because these rappers be dealing with identity theft. He stole Rick Ross' whole shit. So they saying right here, you stole Rick Ross' identity and call yourself a boss. Basically saying, bro, you was a CEO. You wasn't no damn drug boss. And you got, I mean, it's the truth. All I'm saying is, Rick Ross, why you just don't let this shit go, bro? Like, God damn it, if I was a CEO, I'd have told niggas straight up, yeah, I was a CEO. So what? I had to get my money, and so what? No, it's not about Rick Ross, y'all. I keep telling you all, Rick Ross ain't the fool. The fool is the ones that believes him. You the idiot. You the idiot that kept saying Rick Ross, and tapping your face like Rick Ross and getting beards like Rick Ross. The truth is, y'all, I'm going to flip it on you. Rick Ross ain't the clown. He ain't the phony. You the phony that believe this shit. Rick Ross just an entertainer actor. Rap. Because I never believe that shit. Because I always knew the real Rick Ross is. Oh, when I dealt with Rick Ross, strictly for the music. Hey, if you're a rapper, you talking that drug talk, hey, if at that time, that's what it was. Meaning you going according to my soundtrack. I needed music for my soundtrack. So Rick Ross, he did his job. He's just an entertainer. You believe the nigga. I watched Scarface. I didn't believe Al Pacino. Get it? Y'all believe, you the idiot that believe that shit. So y'all gonna look stupid after 20 years of Rick Ross, all this, whatever. Y'all don't want. So if we look at all the Rick Ross music sales, who the hell you think bought them? If Rick Ross is super rich, who the hell you think made him rich? So if Rick Ross sold a dream to niggas and they bought it, who fault is that? Huh? If I can get rich off selling you a cup of water, who's a fool? If I can get rich off telling y'all the best stories you ever heard in your life, who's the fool? All right then, y'all. Who the one out here poor, struggling, and fucked up, and who the one rich? But no, who made them rich? There you go, y'all. So I'm gonna tell you all. Y'all be wanting me to just drag the fuck out of rappers and all that, but that's not always the case because they're going to do their job. You the idiot that keep believing in what? Following them. But just know, you're 20 years too late. 20 years too late. So when I told him in the end, your whole life going to be exposed for all the shit you believed, just know it's 20 years late, which means you wasted 20 years of your life. And a lot of y'all that believe the street shit, in between that, your ass been going back and forth to jail. Your ass got felonies on your record. A lot of y'all ain't no hustlers no more. The streets are dead. And a lot of y'all are homeless and you need a woman to take care of your ass. Which is where we at now. That's where we at. Any guy that remained a hip-hop fan too long and didn't take care of his business, he now cannot take care of himself in 2026. That's all it is. 15 years of social media had men in a frenzy where they forgot what to do as a man. Take care of business. Maybe I became a man because there was no such thing as social media out before that. All right? So here go Kareem Biggs Burke. He's bringing up his drug dealer past, and let's go. So being that Rick, see what happened is, y'all, Rick Ross called himself bullying these youngsters. I'm going to call them youngsters. They're youngsters, but you know what I'm saying? Compared to Rick Ross, they're young. And they from that generation of Drake, Kendrick, you know what I'm saying? That's their thing. So Rick Ross called himself bullying them. But then allegedly, he found out that Jay-Z homeboy was Miles' brother, and allegedly, he tried to backtrack. And while he doing that, Drake team, OVO, they laughing at Rick Ross. What they saying about him? What they saying about Rick Ross? Why is he around? Why is he even around? OVO's Baca calls Rick Ross a bitch. So Drake homeboys online trolling him, call him a bitch. All right? They back to call him Officer Rick again. They back calling him Officer Ricky again because it did never leave his internet. Here you got it. Rick Ross is a bitch and he knows it. So now the whole OVO laughing at him, which means Canada, Drake peoples, they laughing at him in America scrambling. Now what they doing? Going back to call him Officer Rick. Why they call him Officer Rick? They saying, why you bringing up this man's drug dealer's past? Why are you trying to bring up this man's jail past, his prison history, to shame him? Why are you bringing up this man's street life? You acting like a damn cop. That's what they saying. Only police do shit like that, bro. You see what I'm saying? You trying to shame him for being a street guy. Rick, you sound like a cop. That's why they going back into this Officer Ricky shit. Because what he did with Biggs, people don't think it was cool. They don't think it was cool. See what I'm saying? So that's where we at. So what's happening? Y'all remember Rick Ross already had a confrontation in Canada, allegedly, right? So everything Rick Ross is doing online is not in his favor, y'all. Like I said, they're not going to gain nothing from online but backlash and drama if it's not hit music. It's not going to work. And it's still this other thing, too, I want them to get. If you got to get motivated for somebody to dish you and go in the booth and make music, that still ain't respected. It's not. So, yeah, that beef shit played out. Beef now means no talent. That's what it means. Also, proof that Jay-Z sees and hears everything that touches the internet, he simply just chooses to ignore niggas. Because what they saying, it is alleged that being that he brought up Big's name, the joke is when he said he did that, he got a call from Jay-Z. And then allegedly he got a call from Jay-Z and he went back live to fix it, allegedly. And that's why he being laughed at too. Because allegedly he was talking too much about Jay-Z homeboy. You get it? And it's not even if it's Jay-Z homeboy. It's still the fact that Biggs is tied into the legacy. And you know one thing, what? That's why I say this whole shit is twisted. I don't know what's going on, y'all. It's just mighty funny. Rick Ross brought up Jay-Z's homeboy drug dealing history a couple weeks before Jay-Z has to perform in New York on this Reasonable Doubt album. And this album, Reasonable Doubt, Kareem Biggs Burke is part of it. He's part of the legacy. I saw 2 times this week, they bringing up Jay-Z drug dealer past. They bringing up Biggs drug dealer past. Basically trying to keep telling people that they built this off drug money, drug streets. Now let's get it clear when I told you these things. The things being said don't apply to us in our era because we're proud of the streets. We're proud of all this shit. They going back into this to expose it to the young generation. When I told you they trying to paint this story on Jay-Z, like he's really a fucking criminal, like meaning he made it in the game, but his whole background is really criminal. Meaning they put in his narrative like he really didn't do shit anyway, meaning he never was a good guy. He was never a good guy like that. He's from the streets. Meaning they're over-exaggerating Jay-Z's street past to paint him as an ex-criminal to the new generation. When I told y'all, they making it where Generation Alpha don't look up to these people no more. They're not meant to look up to a certain generation, y'all. The generation of gun violence, black-on-black crime, and drug dealing is the era they're not promoting for nobody to look up to no more. This is why I told you a certain era will be erased in history. It will. Or when it's portrayed, it will be portrayed as the most wickedest generation on earth. When you go in history, from the 90s to the 2000s, and Rockefeller Records started right after that. All right? So this whole world of drug dealing, selling, this whole world of drugs, black-on-black crime, it started heavy in the past 30 years. And now you're going to see everybody's dead. Everybody's in jail. A lot of people got felonies. A lot of men are sick and broke down. And rap is dead. Why is rap dead? Because that's the culture all these niggas love. So once it's all gone, they won't have nothing left. And they will be wiped out. And that's what happened. All right? When I told them all, they love rap so fucking long. But they didn't correct nothing else. They didn't fix nothing else. And what they failed to realize, they followed these rappers, but they ain't learned nothing from them. What they didn't learn from none of these rappers? How to be successful. Here's your proof how every man became a fan. And when you're a rap fan, you're going to be a rap fan to over 50. That's why every time they talk about them, they say the age. When they say they age, they also talk about the fan base. All right? So, I want to talk about Miles Biggs Burke. Didn't he go to jail for taxes and getting caught with 20 bags of weed? He was broke with no royalties. That's called gossiping, y'all. Now you see what now you see what gossiping is? All right. Why is it gossiping? You bringing up shit, for one, that has nothing to do with you on a certain level. Meaning this ain't entertainment shit. Entertainment is entertainment. Trending topics is trending topics. When you get into somebody's personal life for your own enjoyment, that's gossiping. When you get into somebody's personal life for your own enjoyment, that's gossiping. You got it. Mind you, this shit been happening already. So he called himself trying to shame Biggs, I guess. He's trying to shame his big brother. All right. Mal is to the left, Biggs his brother. Rick Ross attacks them and then try to shame him for his big brother being a drug dealer. So let's go. Meanwhile, Hov is doing his own thing. All right. Hov is around signing autographs. Hov getting ready for a show. But all this shit his peers are doing is not good for him. It ain't helping him. Nothing. It's like, you see what I'm saying, y'all? Meanwhile, Hov going for self. Hov got to worry about himself. You know what I'm saying? And meanwhile, it is being said that Hov gave Rick Ross a call. I don't know if it's true. I'm not going there, but that's what they saying. Because they saying after he was talking about Biggs, he had to change his tone. Now, let's continue on, y'all. I'm just giving y'all an update of what's going on. Meanwhile, all this shit going on, and Drake people's laughing at him, which means everything Rick Ross has been doing is backfiring on him. Ross is a coward. He talk all this ish on the internet and get beat up in public. Biggs is not an industry Negro. Ross making enemies just to stay relevant. Ross making enemies just to stay relevant. So I told y'all, I'm not the only one that know what they're doing. The world knows what they're doing, y'all. Everybody knows they're fucking not relevant, but due to social media, they're going to stay online. No entertainers in history had the opportunity to stay relevant by talking after their career is over. When your career was over, you won't even get an interview no more. And just because their career over don't mean they failed. It just mean they fucking time is up. So that's why I was able to see they're not as smart as they think they are, or somehow they think they're going to beat Father Time. And that's why they're going to get their ass beat. Rick Ross says a month with him could change your life forever. Now let's get back into it. He got a stupid ass blogger topic. Here we go, y'all. Check it out. Now y'all know the conversation has been about Jay-Z and the 500K. Now, when the whole thing spread for these past months or years, however long they've been talking about this dumb shit of which one you want, $500,000 or a dinner with Jay-Z. Everybody was saying they want the dinner with Jay-Z. And even Rick Ross said it. But it looked to me like Rick Ross trying to backtrack what he said, being slick. Now, first Rick Ross said he'll take the dinner with Jay-Z over the 500K. Now, maybe he said that because he didn't want to sound broke. But long story short, what he's saying? He said, screw a dinner with Jay-Z. A month with Rick Ross could change your life forever. He could be right. The question is, do people believe what he's saying? Or do they want to even hear him talk? Let's go. Why are you doing this to yourself, Ross? It's a boys' camp. Ask Justin Bieber. So let me decode this for you. They're saying if you be with him for a month, it's going to be a boys' camp. What's the word? Well, Usher was in camp, right? No. Why are they saying that? Because they all know about when Justin Bieber was in Atlanta and he was in a club with Diddy, Rick Ross, Jermaine Dupri. Told you, you bring up old shit, they're going to bring up old shit. So guess what, Rick Ross? You bringing up Kareem Biggs Burke? Here you got it. They hanging up. They bringing up when you was hanging around Justin Bieber. We're going to leave it at that. And the more you talk, Rick Ross, you're going to keep getting put in that Diddy shit. So they saying you hang with him for a month, you're going to be in a goddamn boys camp. Ask Justin Bieber. Here you got it. I don't like Ross. He brags all the time. That's a sign of insecurity, somebody said. So Ross, you see all the smoke you bringing on yourself? When you want to read Drake hate mail, here you go. And when I read this shit, I be trying to find good shit. It don't be no good shit. I'm always be fair. All right. Also, proof that Jay-Z sees and hears everything that touches the internet. He simply chooses to ignore niggas. He goes home ignoring niggas. Know why? He let all his flunkies be online all day. And to show him, y'all not on my level. I don't play online. Y'all gonna do that shit. You gonna do that shit, Rick, Cam. Y'all gonna be online. I ain't doing that shit. That's how you keep them in their fucking place, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He always gonna keep a separation. Yeah, we came up together. Yeah, we were all together, but even in the end, y'all still ain't on my level, guys. Like, I don't gotta go nowhere with y'all. He gonna still keep it how he keep it. Y'all gonna play on that online shit. So I tell you, Hov knows certain things. You know what I'm saying? He does. So that's why he let them do all the fucking work. Y'all gonna be goofies online. And don't forget, every interview at least once a week, nigga, say my name. Y'all better say my name at least once a week. All right. If I watch them interviews, you ain't say my name, nigga, you gonna get a phone call. All right? So, Rick Ross is a coward. He talk all that shit on the internet and get beat up in public. This is what they talking about. Rick Ross ambushed in Canada. All right, we're going to be getting to Mariahcarey too. She ain't looking too good. So look, Rick Ross, what they saying 10 hours ago. All this guy does is tell lies and act as someone who he's not. One of the fakest persons on earth. You got it? No disrespectful slander. They just call it how they see it. Rick is whack. Stole another man's name and likeness. They said that man stole that man's name and likeness. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. For real, y'all. Somebody steal your name, that's one thing. When they steal your likeness, that's fucked up. That shit fucked up. Identity theft, man. How the fuck somebody steal your whole likeness, your whole swag, y'all? That shit crazy, man. That shit is funny, though. A nigga being accused of stealing your name and likeness. Told you, man. Y'all some fucking imposters. I told you the word is y'all some counterfeit niggas, bro. Y'all fake as hell, bro. Rick Ross ain't fake. It's a million niggas was a fake. Why? If Rick Ross wore a fake beard, they wore fake beards too. If they believe Rick Ross was a drug dealer, you got it? Damn, man. Let's just go, man. All right. So here you got it. Their time is up. They didn't want to fucking accept it, man. Just the realest shit they said about Rick Ross. Now, Rick Ross, screw all the rap stuff. Screw all the other shit. But you got to address this right here because this ain't good, Ross. They call him Trick Ross. But let's go to the bottom because I didn't know about this. It's all alleged. They saying Rick Ross got fined by the labor board a few years ago for paying his workers in his chicken restaurant in Mississippi substandard wages. Look it up. Rick Ross had some slavery shit going on in Mississippi, but what did I tell you? Didn't I tell you when you work for them blacks, them niggas gonna put you on a plantation? You gonna work your ass off? What I tell you? They're gonna play with your money. Here you go. He pulled that shit off in Mississippi because he tried to turn them blacks into slaves. Here you got it. Anytime you hear that shit, labor laws, that's that slavery shit, y'all. Once you got people working, you messing with their money, that's that slave shit. You get in trouble for that. Then we already talked about that. When you work for blacks, somehow something always wrong with your paycheck. Somehow either the money messed up, you get paid late, or they want you to work your ass off. And I'm asking you again, who you rather work for? Somebody black or white? Which one you rather work for? Go ahead and fix your face and say it now. Are you willing to admit it? Huh? It's alleged he was finessing the labor laws. You know what that shit be? Shit like you doing overtime. You did all this overtime and your check messed up. Meanwhile, you getting swindled out of hours. That's that shit. That's that labor law shit. When a company say, we don't do time and a half, or they make up these little things where they don't got to pay you all your money. Yeah, labor laws. So they say he allegedly was trying to turn them blacks back into slaves, y'all, in Mississippi. Knowing that Mississippi was already having their problems with dirty water, they also said the blacks in Mississippi are the poorest. These are facts, y'all. And it sounded to me like he was trying to get over on them blacks down there. Why? Shit, if I don't got to pay them, I don't got to pay them. I ain't going to put that shit somewhere I got to pay them. Put it where you don't got to pay people like that, Mississippi. And then if they tell, nobody going to hit them. Here, you got it right here, y'all. So I told you. Thank you very much, Black the Free Thinker. He got fined by the labor board a few years ago for paying his workers in his chicken restaurant in Mississippi. Hold up. Thank you very much, Black. He was paying them substandard wages. So the point is this, Ross. You talking all that bullshit. Why you wasn't paying the workers their money correctly? If it's true. That's the whole point. See? Bosses pay they goddamn workers. Real bosses make sure their workers check be on point. Is that not common sense? How many times I told you? It's an unwritten rule. They know they can rob black people. And they ain't going to get in trouble. You can rob black people, you can lie to them, and you won't get in trouble. Didn't somebody scam these people for houses? Didn't some black people go to seminars and they were learning how to flip houses? And somehow all them blacks got swindled out their money. But the guys that held the seminar, nobody ever went to prison because it's okay. You can rob blacks and don't get in trouble. Only if they're hip-hop fans. Let me rewrite that for you. You allowed to rob hip-hop fans. You don't believe that? How many times I showed you about the hip-hop concerts? What happened? They getting half-ass shows? They not getting their full money? Robbery. No, you're allowed to rob hip-hop fans. Because the word is, they stupid anyway. All right? And that's how it go. And plus, hip-hop fans, you know, some of their money comes from the streets, drugs, and shit, so it's okay to take their money. Meanwhile, they saying Rick Ross, these are the charges they giving him. Black people charging Rick Ross at. They charging him. Check this. No, look. Black people are charging Rick Ross with two things. For underpaying black people wages, and they saying he was giving black people a hard time when they was locked up. So that's why they saying he was a piece of shit CO. He got it. So we all know Rick Ross was in a decent situation. But ever since he started dealing with this Drake shit, he officially ruined himself. He did. Plus, he already put a cease and desist on Remy Ma. We shall continue on, y'all. I just want to show y'all what the people saying about Rick Ross. And this is why I keep telling you why online is whack now. Social media is now officially trash. No music. Nobody's popping. They're bickering and beefing about nothing. So everybody wants to know the $1 million question. Rick Ross, why did you bring up Kareem Bigsburg prison pass in his drug dealing history? That's what the people want to know. They want to know, what was your purpose of bringing up a man's drug dealer past? Diddy, Jay-Z, Kareem Bigsburg. Mind you, Diddy's in jail. Jay-Z still out here fighting, doing what he got to do. But now Rick Ross brings up Kareem drug dealer past. They keep trying to paint this picture that Jay-Z be around all these filth street guys. So I told you, it ain't just about Diddy. They still trying to paint pictures like he be with drug dealers. His career is drug dealer. He's nothing but a drug dealer that made it successful. And that's why they throw the shit out there that, yeah, he made it successful, but they also was doing people dirty, finessing. This applies with this all connects with Nicki saying he stole her money. He owe $100 million. The word is they were doing artists wrong, abusing them. Those are the rumors, not true. But when Rick Ross brings up somebody's criminal past that's affiliated with Jay-Z, it's still this narrative of Jay-Z whole life. He's been affiliated with criminals. And I think they're also trying to discredit The Rock, trying to say it started out as a criminal organization. These are the things they keep going on with. When they keep trying to come with this narrative that he's nobody to look up to. So it started with Rick Ross going at them, and then this shit went somewhere else. Because you know what Rick Ross called them? He was calling them DICK eaters. He was saying, basically, I don't know if they were commenting on Rick Ross, what Drake said. It was something they said Rick Ross ain't like. He started accusing them of being cocksuckers, stuff like that, disrespecting them. Let's go. So Rick Ross, is it true you wasn't paying those workers correctly? Disgusting clown. Who cares? Why they saying that? Because Rick Ross said, if you hang with him for a month, you can change your life forever. They said, I pass. And they said, hanging with him for a month, no, you're going to be in a fucking boys camp. Because Justin Bieber. It's a boys camp. Ask Justin Bieber. Because to this day, it's pictures online of Rick Ross, Diddy, and Justin Bieber. And Akon, brother. Justin Bieber in the club in Atlanta with them. You ain't got to ask what happened. Let's go. The rise and fall of Rockefeller Records. The rise and fall of Mariah Carey. Mariah Carey having some issues, y'all. First, it was already said, when she performed now, her shows are low energy. Her shows are low energy. The only person I know for a fact who they said still give the same energy is J-Lo. That's about it. That I know for a fact. Now, it was already said that Mariah Carey been doing half-ass shows. But we all know she's been having kids. She have not been working like that. Long story short. Double story within the story. Remember I told y'all Gucci and all that shit coming back out? And the plan was to get everybody to stop wearing that shit? Yeah. Long story short, Negroes of hip-hop were ruining the Gucci brand. So therefore, they came with a stunt to get niggas off of Gucci. So Gucci laid low. They let Louis Vuitton get black with Pharrell. They let everybody chase Balenciaga and all this other shit. Now Gucci is coming back out. Gucci is still out, but they're going to claim they thrown back. So let's go. Because, you know, they had an event in New York City, Madison Square Garden. Kim K and them there. Long story short. I want y'all to see this. Mariah Carey has been having a problem of walking. I don't know if she got noodle legs. I don't know if she can't walk in heels. I don't know. There's a pattern with her. Check it out. For Mariah Carey, it seems to have happened one too many times, as she seems to now grip tightly to the sturdy arm of her security. They saying she falls so much, she will fall downstairs and shit. Mind you, this picture I'm showing you is old. I'm showing you the pattern. They say she always falling, y'all. But this is Mariah Carey over the weekend at the Gucci event. And it was said that she couldn't walk. You see her holding hand security? Now I'm going to give her a pass. I think she'd be drunk. Maybe she was just drunk as hell. Maybe that's it. I'm going to give her a pass. Say she's drunk. But they are saying that she can't walk by herself. Like she got problems. So do we keep hearing these problems about these women and their feet hurt, their legs? What we heard about Mary, all right? Mary sitting down the whole show. Maybe all those years of heels catching up with them. Okay? Maybe all those years of heels. All those years of not working. Now you got to put back on heels. Now you're back drunk in public. You can't hold your liquor and you can't walk and your feet hurt. Maybe that's part of it. I'm going to say she was drunk as hell. This her having to hold hands to walk to the car. She's just going to the car. What was said about Oprah? It was not the word Oprah feet hurt. Oprah can't walk. All right. What happened to Oprah? She had to be walked from the car to the event on some her feet hurt shit. Told you that age catching up to them. Something going on with them, y'all. They already said her shows are low energy, and it's a fact she always falling. See that? That's a whole nother time. And y'all see this. And this weekend. Basically, maybe she was so scared she was gonna fall, and she made sure she had a backup. Like, I'm gonna just hold their hands. But we don't know what's wrong with Mariah Carey, man. So I'm telling you, they're not looking good, y'all. They're not looking good at the things they're doing. They're literally looking old now. They still look good for their age, but that has nothing to do with their body parts. All right, so I'm gonna say she probably was drunk, but I don't know what's going on with them, y'all. They lost their Mystique star status, guys. They just did. Here you go at the Gucci event. Kim Kardashian. So I'm letting y'all all know my narrative of what I told you from what I see. I said the way it looks, Pharrell will not be in Louis Vuitton much longer. They made that shit all black. And Louis Vuitton has not been selling like that. Now let me prove it, right? This whole Gucci event is for what they got dropping 2027. Gucci is ahead. This is how they work. Meaning they're going to let all the brands have their time now, but they already got it planned out how they're going to take over 2027. You got it right here. So, and they made it a nice conservative event, meaning it was no hip-hop shit. So I'm peeping something. Gucci is purposely doing something. They know Louis Vuitton went hip-hop. Louis Vuitton recently, Chris Brown, y'all. Pharrell went and got Chris Brown to model. Louis Vuitton. Do you know how many people don't like Chris Brown? But everybody think Jay-Z been puppet mastering Louis Vuitton, controlling Pharrell, making them do shit. They just got Future, Quavo, Chris Brown to model for Louis Vuitton. Now let's make it racial. What white people you think gonna wear Louis Vuitton? All races wear Louis Vuitton. Asians, everybody. What make you think they're gonna spend that Louis? They was buying Louis Vuitton all this time. No. Y'all gonna crash Louis and Gucci gonna take back over. No, Louis is basically done, bro. It's not done, but they trick blacks, y'all. They trick blacks with that racist shit. They understood that hip hoppers were ruining the brand. And remember at that time of scamming, y'all? Remember when everybody was scamming? What stores were they going to? The Gucci store. So Gucci got smart. To stop these niggas from stealing our shit, we're gonna purposely put out a line of blackface. We're going to put out this blackface shit, and they're going to stop wearing that shit. That was the plan. You know, I know y'all, because years ago, right? Somebody in my family, long story short, they had a Louis Vuitton bag. And they made a comment, like, you know, I don't fuck with that Gucci shit. I don't fuck with that Gucci shit. No, they steer traffic. Y'all going to go to Louis, spend that money over there. We don't want y'all over here no more. Tommy did the same thing. Ralph Lauren did the same thing. It's not about them being racist. When they understand on that stock market, the brand gonna crash, it's time to get them off that shit. Because once they see, this is what they'll do. We'll let the blacks buy it because they get you rich fast. They get that shit booming. But after a while, when they wear that shit too much, they make that shit go down. So I told you all, Each brand does it. When they make the shit with the big logo, that's for y'all. Anything with the big Gucci, the big Louis Vuitton, anything LV, that's for y'all. They understand. The blacks like to wear the shit they advertise. That's why we use them niggas for advertisement. We let them wear the brand because they're the ones that advertise it for us. Then when they start to wear it too much, we just put out news on some racist shit and they'll start wearing it and we get them off. Meanwhile, we made our profits for that year. Now, Gucci is preparing for 2027. So when I tell you on this channel, we always ahead, I just stay in tune with reality. They're already ahead. Gucci planning for next year, which means Louis probably going to crash this year. I'm assuming it is. Meaning, I'm assuming Pharrell will be gone. There was never no such thing as a black rapper working at Louis Vuitton in Paris, and I think they're going to go back to that. All right, let's go. When I told you all, Hollywood is claiming all their shit back, from their clothes to their lifestyle. Celebrity front row at Gucci Cruise 2027 collection. All right, so here's your proof that Gucci is already ahead of Louis and everybody else. Yeah, this shit ain't dropping the next year. But they prepping, they rebuilding and rebranding that shit. So as you see, Mariah Carey having problems falling, and it ain't a good look for her. Let's move on to some more y'all people. Hopefully by now y'all know what's going on. They will be filming the new Friday, and allegedly that ain't gonna come out to 2027. Looks to me like this year is nothing but a preparation for the next couple years, like I said. Now, let me bring you back one more thing. Don't get this part twisted. Don't get this part twisted. This rebranding, you know what this rebranding means? All this rebranding means that when Gucci comes back, y'all won't be in that store no more. When all these brands relaunch in the new world, it's going to be in these stores, right? We ain't going to be able to steal no more. Cashless VIP. The swipe and go, deet, deet, deet. Remember, everybody got to be verified. I'm pretty sure they're going to have it where you will not go in that Gucci store unless you are a verified shopper. All these stores are going to comply with you have to be a verified shopper. If you're not a verified shopper, we don't want you here. Shop your ass online. Which means they also understand they will now make all their profits because there will be no more theft. This all goes with it. So let's go. 2027. Why you think the movie theater's coming back? Everything coming back, y'all. Everything. It's going to be right back how it was, y'all. Going to the mall, the new mall, rebuilding right now. Going back to the mall, shopping, going to the movies. But it's going to be, only difference is there ain't going to be no more stealing. It's going to be all cashless. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to be deet, 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 swiping shit. The plot, now check it out. Here's the theme for the new Friday they got coming out. The theme is regentrification. The plot will deal with Craig and Day dealing with gentrification of the neighborhood. Now I'm going to give you another update because it's futuristic. I already know what they're talking about. When I told you everybody's getting wiped out, when I told you that it ain't no more black community, next Friday, going to be talking about that. Basically, life after the blacks are gone. Code word, regentrification. Regentrification means goodbye, black people. That's what it means. All right? So Friday is going to be about that. Basically, how the hood done changed, how everything different. They also put it in what? Barbershop. And I bet you'll see when that movie Barbershop came out, next thing you know, Chicago start changing. Yeah. What they didn't get was this, y'all. Big bank take little bank. This is what the people always knew. Whenever we feel like it, we can outbuy your neighborhood back. Any neighborhood y'all at, whenever we want it, we can buy it back. It's called regentrification. You know, we buy y'all neighborhoods back, it automatically makes y'all fall. All we got to do is buy it, boost the rent up, you will disappear. There you go. But the next Friday is actually going to be referencing gentrification, which really means when the hood is gone. But don't forget, 1995, the first Friday came out. Didn't I tell you at the Million Man March we were smoking weed? Because for 30 years straight, Negroes ain't do nothing but smoke weed. And they still smoke weed to this day. But the only thing they didn't know in the end, they was going to be nothing but weed heads and criminals and dead. And you got it. When they became a threat. After this, same year Friday came out. Next year, East Coast, West Coast beef start. Jay-Z come out. And ever since then, they've been stuck in the same world. So when I told y'all been trapped in the 90s ever since, you thought I was playing with you. Nah. You don't know shit else, but you know everything about them goddamn 90s. And everything you know about the 90s is still fucking today. Let me show you the 90s today. Here you go. What sneakers Jay-Z still walk around? Timberland boots. Same shit from the 90s. Their job was to keep all you Negroes in the 90s. That's why you're 50-something, still in the 90s, which means nothing wrong if you love the 90s. It just means you can't adapt to 2026. And that's why you Johnny come lately, which means you guys didn't keep up to date. Now you're losing. But they're highly educated in this rap shit. So the next Friday, the new Friday is going to be about regentrifying the neighborhood. Basically talking about, allegedly, I guess, how white people bought the neighborhood. I don't know. But somebody said, why does every black story have to be about white people? Meaning, are y'all motivated for anything without needing white people to talk about race and shit? If it's a movie Sinners, it's going to be about you're fighting white people. Anyway, y'all, let's move on from this corny ass shit. Here you got it. How long was they waiting for a new Friday? I'm going to tell y'all this too. Do y'all know how delusional y'all are when y'all still kept talking about Chris Tucker coming back? What else you didn't get? Maybe y'all didn't get Chris Tucker ain't funny no more. Y'all are the same people that would think Chris Tucker going to be the same funny guy from 1995. Meanwhile, you have proof Chris Tucker did not do no funny shit ever since Friday. Who's delusional, y'all? Icecube, just like Dr. Dre, they smart. Icecube know I could stay relevant by selling niggas dreams. I'm going to do a Friday. He did that shit for 20 years too. Yeah, we doing another one. Yeah, I'm going to do another one. Same thing with Dre. I'm going to do a detox album. What made you think Chris Tucker was going to still be funny, y'all, when you have no proof he's still funny? What else? Chris Tucker was also accused of being on the Epstein files. So that alone, he was never going to be in another Friday. Your boy Will coming back out though, y'all. But it ain't going to be in no movie theater. Will Smith new action movie is skipping theaters. Bop. So when I told you he ain't no big movie star no more, what I say, Will Smith will not be in the movie theaters no more. Here go your proof. So what I said, all they going to do is have shit on apps. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon. But that's not Hollywood status. That's low-level shit. They won't be making no movies. They will not be on blockbuster screens. They're using all of their names to keep these apps going. Everybody in black entertainment is on these fucking apps in original movies, original Hulu flicks, original Netflix movies. If they don't get those roles, they won't get no fucking job. Hollywood reduced them to ashes where they don't got to pay them no more. They don't got to pay them like that. Before, he might have been a 34, you know what I'm saying? No. Long story short, here's your proof he ain't big no more. He's not coming. They're not dropping his new movie in theaters when the movie theaters just came back. You got it, y'all. Hey, yo, Biggs Burke, you got somebody that you really love. I'm going to leave it at that. Rick Ross also was throwing shots at Biggs, trying to say he's screwing one of his girls. That's what Rick Ross said. Rick Ross said he is screwing one of Biggs' girls. For those who don't know who Biggs is, the man next to Jay-Z. So after Rick Ross got embarrassed, laughed at, and they say he got a call from Jay-Z, he then started bragging about, yo, Biggs, me and you got somebody in common. I'm going to just leave it at that. He tried to make it like he's screwing one of his chicks. Rick Ross, when you going to get your own wife, man? You guys are rich with no wife, man. You're looking lonely out here, man. But it'll be our wife that'll tell y'all, get the fuck off line. Don't do it. Don't do it. Your wife will tell you, turn that shit off. Y'all need wives, man. Here you go. Rick Ross backtracks after dragging Biggs Burke into Drake feud. Here you got it. In the video from Sunday, Ross called the podcasters losers and glazers. So, being that Rory and Mal were talking about the Drake beef, Rick Ross didn't like it, and he called them losers and glazers, saying they glazing off Drake. I keep telling you, did the whole special on Friday. Look, why every time they reference Drake, somebody got to be glazing? Why every time y'all reference Drake, y'all always using penis talk, bro? What's up with that? Y'all talk like y'all jealous of Drake. The talk is jealousy, meaning it's like some feminine jealousy shit. So this is why I told you you can't give opinions. If I don't like them and I talk about somebody else, you got it. So just because they're giving an honest opinion, they say they're glazing. Rick Ross using those words. They sucking them off. Told you hip-hop got too much penis talk and not enough women for me. Sorry, man. But y'all always talk about penis and it's just too much for me, y'all. Keep having y'all conversations, man. Have y'all fun. All right. Rick Ross backtracks after dragging Biggs, talking about his criminal charges. In the video from Sunday, Ross calls the podcasters losers and glazers, then questioned Biggs' Burke past, bringing up his drug conviction, referencing his 2010 federal arrest for trafficking over 100 kilos of marijuana. And you're going to see Rick Ross try to diss him, trying to say he got caught with 20 bags of weed. Man, stop it, bro. Kareem Biggs did not get caught with no 20 bags of weed, man. So he online trying to slander people, man. And he's slandering Mal's brother. Kareem Biggs Burke is Mal's brother. I didn't know that until Rick Ross started talking. So there you have it. And people don't respect what he did. They don't respect the fact you bringing up a man's criminal past that he already did time for. And they said you sounded like Officer Ricky. You sound like they said he sounded like a cop trying to shame a street guy. Which means they saying, Rick Ross, how are you a street dude? You promote selling all these drugs, but then you turn around and trying to shame another man for going to jail for weed. They saying that alone is fake. We thought you was Big Rick Ross, the big drug dealer. We never heard a drug dealer shaming another drug dealer for going to jail. And on top of that, at least Biggs went to jail for weed. You supposed to be a coke dealer shaming a weed dealer for going to jail. What kind of shit is that, y'all? So I don't know what this is about. I don't fucking know. But what I know is this, Rick Ross. By you opening your mouth, bro, they bringing up the fact you ain't been paying your workers in Mississippi. They bringing up that CEO shit again. They bringing up the fact you was in Canada fighting. You better hope they don't start bringing them pictures up, or you know what? You know what I'm talking about. You better hope they don't bring them. I'm just going to say it. You're going to start seeing them pictures of Rick Ross and Diddy again because he wouldn't shut up, y'all. I know that. They're already bringing up Rick Ross and Justin Bieber and Diddy. So here you have it. Rick Ross said spend a month with him. Somebody said it's a boys' camp. Ask Justin Bieber. So there you got it, Rick Ross. You might have got baited into this shit. All Diddy affiliates will go down bad in the end. Rick Ross, you was out of this shit. You was being celebrated at the inauguration. You start playing back with this rap shit. There you go. There it goes. So here we go. Let's go. We ain't done yet. Top of the top. Will Smith coming back out, but it will not be in movie theaters. Y'all know the difference? Remember back in the day, it was bootleg movies? Remember back in the day, it was low-level shit? That's for them, that's what Netflix is. That's what Hulu is for them. Rick, you might as well say he making fucking straight to DVD movies. Let me show you us getting trashed. Told you, man, my opinion, Angel Reese is from Africa, man. Frontin' black. Not saying she frontin', but I'm just telling you. Oh, what's being said about Angel Reese? Now, remember I told you the word is she trash? And I tell you, all she been doing is playing online. Well, yesterday, she guess how many points she scored? I'll give you a hint. She was 1 of 8. 1 of 8 points. 1 of 8 baskets. They showed they had 9 points or something like that. And they saying she's going to be somebody that people are talking about for MVP sometime very soon. No, she's not. We'll leave it at that. She's boring. This is important. I'm going to show you this. Y'all know young Coco Gauff, right? The tennis player. She's Serena Williams' replacement. She is the Serena Williams of our era. But something happened to her too. And I saw her hanging around them celebrities. But long story short, she played in Italy. She played in Rome. And when she played in Rome, they said the stadium was damn near empty. Now, I don't know what that was about, but allegedly, they also said she was so mad at this event, she smashed her own head with her tennis racket. And you know that's not a good look. They basically said she's having a mental meltdown. So when I tell you guys, it's not ending good for these black people, I don't know what to tell you, man. Michael Jordan had to also address y'all. Michael Jordan has some things he wanted to get off his chest. So what Michael Jordan said is this. People be trying to say, I don't do nothing for black people. His defense is, I just don't put it out there like that. I don't brag, and I don't put it out there for clout. So just because I don't broadcast what I do like everybody else, he said that shit is a lie. Michael Jordan shuts down criticism over not giving back to black people, whatever. He said it's a lie. And we also do know it's people that does a lot, but they don't want credit for it. Well, we're going to leave it at that. That's what Michael said. So my point is, Michael ain't sitting back just accepting shit no more. You got it. Well, maybe that's what you need to do, Mike. Maybe you were quiet too long, and that's why all this bullshit took place. All right? Maybe if you would have snapped along 20 years ago, Mike, maybe it should have been different. So the same thing for Mike and Jay-Z. Sometime you can be quiet too long, and things could go against you. Because when certain things keep being repeated, unchallenged, it becomes the truth. And that's just how it goes. If we were to go to the list of everybody that made it in this game and look at where they at now, do you see the big picture? Do y'all now finally see how Oprah got ran off? So what I also showed you, how Oprah is now into books, reading books, book gatherings, book signings. Oprah does not want to be in the spotlight. Oprah started her own website. Oprah stays out the way because Oprah got ran offline. Oprah couldn't take the AI video destruction. She couldn't take the AI takeover. Oprah had to run. She accepted her fate. Everybody has accepted their fate. It's only one man still fighting. TD Jakes accepted his fate. TD Jakes is not a big preacher no more, y'all. He does podcasts. He might do what he do. TD Jakes is not that big dude no more. He's not. They all fell from grace, y'all. It's just that they ain't playing certain. See, Jay-Z might have fell from grace, but the power he got control of everybody else. He has control over the whole New York and black celebrity game. That's the power he got that nobody else got. Just know, Diddy and Jay-Z turn all them into boys. You're going to see when them two gone, somehow they all just look like clowns and little kids. Can you now see how easy it was that Diddy was the life of the party? And if it ain't a party if Diddy ain't there, can you see it now? All right. Because Rick Ross is going out bad without Diddy. Let's go. I'm going to give you an update when I showed you the other day a Chris Brown album flopping to let you see I'm not playing with you. 2 days went by. Here's the same article I showed y'all the other day. The same article I showed you yesterday. The same article. But in 2 days, what happened to the same article? No comments. 1 like, 1 reaction in 2 days. I showed you 1 day after. Here's 2 days after. Chris Brown crashes out after new album gets trashed. Once again, how many times I said Chris Brown career is over. He's never coming back. And this is when I went into the whole shit to troll blacks, saying, guys, you think just because people post, they're irrelevant. You think just because they film themselves, they're relevant. But I had to tell you all, it has nothing to do with the real world. Then I made a separation. The real world is everything offline. The real world is that television, that stage, that billboard chart, them streams, reality. Everything off online is self-manufactured. When I'm a rich rapper, I can make up shit on myself every day. I can post for y'all every day. I can say what the fuck I want and you're going to believe it, but it has nothing to do with reality. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I told these people 4 years ago, Chris Brown's career was over. He was never coming back. I told him and Usher were done 4 years ago. It was 2026. Johnny come lately don't get shit through their head. And we at the point now where they're just making clowns of themselves. It is not our fault that these guys are washed the fuck up, liars, and horrible now. No such Chris Brown. Guys, what's that dude name for the Temptations that kept fucking with the drugs? Help me out, y'all. Chris Brown is that character for y'all generation. He is no different from that guy from the Temptations. He used to be that guy, y'all. He used to be that dude. He's not no more. He's nothing but an old R&B singer with a lot of problems and seen on video doing drugs a lot of times. Chris Brown is the first entertainer in history to have a fucking yard sale selling his old clothes. And a lot of them shits was fucking whack on top of that. It's not even like he was selling old designer. Nope. He wasn't selling old OG Jordans. No. He was selling janky ass shit from 2008. Whack ass shit. Meaning Chris Brown didn't even have enough love to just get his shit away. He was selling it. And they respect it. Whatever crackhead shit he does. The first nigga in American history to charge fans for pictures. But I'm going to say he's smart. Chris Brown, he going to charge. Look, know why he's smart? Chris Brown charged a fan more for a picture than they paid for the damn ticket to see the show. But that's all I knew. Chris Brown need the fucking money. That's why he charging them that. And I said, what? I'm not going to blame Chris Brown. No, fans, you the dummies. That's why they just kept passing y'all around like hoes. Because y'all stupid. Meanwhile, the first entertainer in history to charge fans $1,000 for pictures, first entertainer in history to sell his old clothes to fans. Yes, he did. And that's when I knew they was poor in California. Them dummies was lined up outside in the fucking desert to go to his fucking yard sale. Sorry as hell. Sorry as hell. But you got it. 2 days. Chris Brown crashes out after Newly album gets trashed. Why? They thought he was going to be a glorified woman beater forever, but he's not. So just get this part. When I told you Louis Vuitton gonna crash, you asked me, why the hell did Pharrell put those clothes on Chris Brown when nobody liked Chris Brown? I guess nobody ain't buying Louis no more neither. Here you have it. While Coco Gauff, they said she snapped out. Coco Gauff failed to hide her frustrations after smashed herself in the head with her own racket. Only a limited number of spectators were there to witness it. So she was in Rome embarrassing herself, y'all. I don't know if she was frustrated because it was empty. I don't know what it was. She was abusing herself with her own tennis racket. Now, let me give y'all this reality, y'all. In my opinion, they coming for Amazon. Now, you know, they say everybody was mad at Jeff, meaning they don't deal with Jeff like that. The whole Met Gala stuff. Long story short, y'all, I'm not going to say too much, but it's Star Wars going on. The high-up elites fighting over this money. I'm going to say it's between Jeff and Elon. Meaning one of them going to have to be at the top. But this is my thing. Here go the question. Why does Amazon have no Western rivals? Are you getting what they're saying? They saying that Jeff Bezos did what Jay-Z did in the hip-hop game, what LeBron did in basketball. It's this thing where somehow competition disappears and then they become the top guy. They're basically saying somehow Amazon getting all this money, but they don't got no competition. Basically saying they've been monopolizing shit to their advantage. The same exact thing Live Nation got in trouble for. What's that? Monopolizing the game to the point where they didn't have no more competitors. They putting Ticketmaster them out of business. I'm going to keep telling y'all, family, everything you seeing has to do with black people. Everything Jeff Bezos accomplished is because of black people losing their mind on these fucking apps. When y'all kept talking this white shit, black and white, but all y'all money is not going to blackness. Y'all made Amazon so rich, and then y'all also worked for him because he bought niggas. He bought their ass. Guess what? I'm going to buy them niggas. They're going to work for me, and they're going to buy my product as they work for me. Which is no different when they did the slavery, what they said after slavery. After they freed the slaves still came back shopping with master. And this when credit started. The same slaves became free, came back to master, and then they became in debt by master. They're going to work for Amazon, and they're going to shop at Amazon, meaning it's nothing. I'm going to give them the money, but they're going to shop right back with me. You talking about hustling. Meanwhile, what happened? He monopolized the game for so long. What else he do to those blacks? He lay their ass off when he feel like it. He got it set up where they don't get no real money anyway. They're going to get laid the fuck off. They're going to make money now, but their yearly salary going to be janky. He got it. Who's Jeff Bezos? The first man to hire a whole bunch of blacks, and at the same time, the blacks going to shop right back with him. And don't get a discount neither, I bet. They don't get no discount. Why does Amazon have no Western rivals? What are they saying? Well, guys, didn't I tell you it's the reason why all these malls shut down and stores went out of business? When I keep telling you, y'all became janky, low-level ass shoppers, and y'all started buying a bunch of shit. So the word is, Amazon was nothing but a bunch of cheap-ass products. And they saying, well, why you didn't have no competition? Because the word is, once you get all the blacks, ain't no more competition. He controlled the blacks, which means he controlled the black dollar. And he kept them out of other stores. So I told y'all still in the phone cult. Y'all whole life is y'all phone. That's how you got everybody rich. And that's how your neighborhood disappeared. So it's smoke on his ass now. See that BBC News, World News? Yeah, they saying Jeff Bezos been monopolizing the American economy. Inside Amazon, 12 employees describe life under layoffs. And AI pressured in 5-day RTO because they put their faith in bullshit. They ain't want to work a job. They want to work Amazon because it's cool on their phone. They want to live their life through their phone, y'all. I'm going to get my food through my phone. I'm going to work off my phone. I'm going to have fun on my phone. I'm going to watch my topics. While I'm at work, I'm going to scroll my phone. My black power beliefs going to be on my phone. My political views on my phone. If they hate 47, I'm going to hate 47 too on my phone. I'm going to be on my phone. That's them. They fucking life is a phone. That's why I could take a phone, throw the phone away. When I throw the phone away, I throw them all away with it. That's right. They didn't know the application really was their phone apps is going to be applied to their brain. After these apps get applied to their brain, they will become one with the app, which means they will not be able to function without these apps, and they're going to do whatever the apps say to do. What's on your mind? Say it. And then they're going to leave a big-ass paragraph because the app said it. No, y'all, don't talk about MK Ultra. Don't talk about mind control. People put their own self under mind control by loving their fucking devices. They didn't go outside. That's why outside is shut down. Businesses have left. Businesses are gone, which means no more jobs. Jeff pimped y'all. You didn't get no job with benefits. Now, if you're a full-time employee with full benefits, you're straight. But no, blacks, it was a plan. We know a lot of y'all don't like to work for real. Matter of fact, we got a system for you blacks. Check it out. We know a lot of y'all do one thing. I tell y'all, y'all been playing with geniuses too long. Let me show you how to play. What Jeff and them know? Well, we know for years. We studied them. Most of the time, they just work to get their tax money. And then when tax season comes in the spring, they quit. So, being that they always quit, keep the jobs temporary. So you got to do. So when tax season, they quit. After tax season, we'll lay off. And then the summer, they'll have to figure it out. We only hire them for Christmas time. We only hire them when the pack's moving. But we got a plan for them. We ain't never going to get no full-time job. You're going to be so happy for that vest, and you're going to work your ass off too. Other than that, most of y'all going to be temps. And on top of that, y'all going to still shop back with us when you get that check. And you got it, and you're going to pay for Amazon Prime. That's right. You're in a cult. Now, let's break this down to common sense. Because I notice like other people notice. Most of the time when people work at a store, they don't shop there because they be tired of that shit. Whether it's food or clothes. A person that work at Macy's is not going to spend their whole check shopping at Macy's. Who the fuck does that? You see what I'm saying, y'all? Who does that? They don't do, nobody does that shit. When you work around certain shit, you make sure you spend your money somewhere because you be tired. They be tired. Same thing with food. I work at McDonald's, then I get paid. I just eat McDonald's. Who does that? They do it. I'm going to work at Amazon. I'm going to spend my check back with them. I'm going to keep them in my business and pay for them because you don't know you're in a cult. Yeah. 1995, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, Damedash, and Kareem Biggs Burke founded Rockefeller Records. So, when Rick Ross is bringing up one of the members and founders of Rockefeller Records, he is bringing him up in a conversation of Biggs used to be a drug dealer. He brought it up to shame Biggs. All right? Rick Ross was beefing with Biggs' little brother, and to shame him, he brought up his drug dealer past. But everybody want to know, why did you bring up his drug dealer past, Officer Ricky? There you have it. And it's being said that Jay-Z made him change that shit. Allegedly, that's what they saying. They saying he was talking to Jay. They were saying he was talking shit, and he got a phone call, and he had to clean that shit up. This is Rick Ross cleaning it up. This Rick Ross cleaning it up what he said. And you'll see Mal laughing at him. Mal is Biggs' little brother. So it is being said that he was trying to punk them, calling them glazers, disrespecting them. But from what I heard is, allegedly, it was said that he didn't know Mal was Biggs' little brother. So allegedly, he had to come back and apologize. But he also did it slick. Because even though Biggs is his brother and down with the rock or whatever, he still made a shot saying, Biggs, basically, I be fucking your girl. Yeah, me and you fucking the same girl. Don't know if it's true, but that's what Rick Ross doing. He hit him below the belt. Rick Ross, you're not looking good, bro. That shit, this whole thing looked like Drake had got all y'all panties in a bunch, man. It's sad, bro. Here you got it, y'all. Look, Rory and Mal. Now, for everybody know they've been doing their thing. They was with Joe Budden. They left Joe Budden. They mind their own business. The conversation they talk, they always been talking. They always talk about the Drake Kendrick situation. Meaning they cover them. All right. My point is this. I know what they podcast based on, a certain era. Kendrick Lamar, Drake. You know what I'm saying? That era. Chance to rapping them. Stuff like that. So Rick Ross tried to bully them, y'all. Being that they were giving their opinions on the Drake album, y'all know Drake dissed Rick Ross. Whatever they said, Rick Ross didn't like it. He disrespectfully called them DICK suckers. Yeah. And on top of that, he tried to hurt Mal's feelings and say, basically, your older brother's a bum. He a criminal. Man, did he go to jail for not paying his taxes, selling 20 bags of weed? So what I was trying to tell Rick Ross and others, man, the days they're trying to slander people online, y'all, I told you nobody respect that shit no more. And now it is only classified as you just a hate nigga with no talent. Because this game is brought back to what it was. If you're not going to challenge Drake with no music, it's best to just be quiet. And when I say challenge, that's still some punk shit. Make a full album. On the last track, then put a Drake diss. But you guys got to make full albums now. Just run to the booth, make a song, that ain't working. Hey, y'all, Fabulous ran to the booth months ago. What the fuck happened after that? No, Fabulous put a microphone in the corner and act like he was in the fucking studio. That shit ain't do nothing. Cameron ran back to the booth. T.I. ran back to the booth. 50 ran back to the booth. What happened out of it? Now, the 50 Max B shit made a little buzz. I will say on the radio, I heard the Rick Ross Fresh Montana Max. I did. But my point is, if they're not making no real albums that's going to be successful and put them on tour or some shit, it's not respected, y'all, because they 50 years old on top of that. So what they're saying is, as you guys are getting older, not only is y'all career in the trash, y'all looking more desperate for a lot of reasons. Y'all still trying to hang around a younger generation. Y'all still trying to judge them. Y'all still trying to block their shine because y'all not winning no more. They saying y'all saw losers. Who that? Him, Charlamagne and them. They whole era. I told you the whole era. Everybody affiliated with Diddy and Jay-Z is accused of being sore losers. Sore losers and haters. We're talking about right now. It said they don't want to accept the fact their time is up. They didn't say free Diddy. They didn't go hard for Diddy. They ain't go to court. What made them look worse, they were so quiet. Now they doing a lot of talking, and that's why nobody respects them, y'all, because they have exposed themselves. Y'all know the saying of keep the same energy. You have to keep the same energy. Meaning, when Diddy got in trouble, you should have never shut up. You should have kept talking. But since they got quiet, once the Diddy drop, the Diddy dot drop, everybody quiet again. 5 months later, they start talking again. But I told them all. The reason why I told them all, y'all magic don't work no more, guys. People not high like back in the day. People not on Molly. They're not on Molly and X like back in the day. People don't get drunk like back in the day. Ain't no bros sitting around drinking 6-packs. Bros ain't drinking 40s no more. Ain't no ladies out here drinking Ciroc. Nobody's drunk no more, y'all. They think it's back in the day. Hip-hop rap won and finesse a lot because we was high, goddammit. Plus, we older. We older. We don't be high like that. That's why we see through the shit there. I told them all. And on top of that, we got 4K. We got 8K graphics. We got 100 inch screens, 50 inch, 60 inch. We see this shit clear. I told them all. They keep thinking we in a phone era. You can finesse on that little ass screen. You can't finesse no more. That's why I told them they magic don't work. No more Ciroc boys. Yo, bro, you keep thinking about all those flavors. I'm going to throw it back again. When somebody made reference to him with Justin Bieber in the club, that was the Ciroc era. Family, let us look at all that Ciroc that came out back to back to back to back to back. They had the plain shit. Then they even had watermelon Ciroc. They had the berry, pineapple. Then they had apple. Shit, then they had lime too. Peach. They kept hitting y'all with flavors back to back every year. Back, back, back. Them niggas gonna be drunk as hell. While that's going on, you got to do say, okay, you don't drink white, we got to do say for you. But the whole era, everybody was getting drunk every fucking day. Drunk as hell. We not in the era no more. So being everybody's not high no more and drunk, people see through this shit clear, y'all. Meaning this shit don't work. It's not working at all. Hip-hop is a culture where you stay fucking high. Smoking blunts all day to the face. It's high as hell out your mind. People not high like that no more, y'all. People more focused than ever now. That was a part of what I'll tell you why their time is up. You know why they played out? Hip-hop was a culture where you keep you dumb and you stay dumb. Ever since we went through a transition of life where people started getting smarter, I knew that was going to be part of the inner hip-hop as well. Ever since everything they do got exposed online, I told you it was all on purpose. All those industry leaks, all those jokes about Diddy parties, all those rumors about what they have to do to get money is the reason why they're not respected no more. Not because I say so, not because nobody in no comment section. It's called time. And in their situation, it's the fucking Grim Reaper. You got the money, you got the shine, you got your career, but now it's over. And nothing y'all gonna do is gonna bring it back. All y'all gonna do now is self-destruct. The same internet you slander people on, you shall be slandered by the same device. So the minute you started talking about Big's past, they start bringing up your past. That's how it works. Because I always tell you all, no matter how much money you have, nobody will control this algorithm or this. Nobody will control this. Internet has a mind of its own, and you will not control it. I told them all, you're wasting your money on this shit. Jay-Z could put a $500,000 on this bitch, a half a billion. He will not change public opinion. I tell you, we're not in that era no more. We're not in darkness. When we was in darkness, you actually could pay and create your own lights. It's not going to work. Plus, they have so many different entities working against them. That's why every now and then I try to show y'all what it is. djkhaled's in the trash. Y'all can't all be together celebrating, and now y'all want to act like y'all separate. Who the fuck y'all playing with? If this was gang, no, y'all always with the gang, right? Remember y'all all shot Roscoe back in 2008? Y'all killed Roscoe. It ain't over yet. We gonna get you niggas, remember? That's gang. So my point is, just because y'all don't hang together no more, people don't look at y'all like that. They look at y'all still the same people that was always together, flossing and showing off, and there you have it. So everybody want to know, why did you call them cocksuckers over Drake album? Why are you bringing up Mal's brother, Biggs? And why are you talking about his criminal history and talking about how you fucking this girl? So my point is, Rick Ross, did you really think people was going to respect that? Another part is, Canada is laughing at you. And in Canada, they call you a bitch. That's kind of fucked up to be getting dissed in Canada. Let's go. So as this shit is going on, Rick Ross, Drake and his peoples are laughing. Here's the proof. Why is he around? OVO's Baca calls Rick Ross a bitch. Here's the post. Officer Rick, not Ricky. Boss a bitch, and he know it. So I guess they telling you, Rick Ross, you come to Canada, you're going to get jumped, bro. I think that's what they're saying. All right? So you know they're bringing all this shit back up, which means, Ross, you ain't never escaped. You was better off just being a CEO boss, quiet, just doing what you do, your car shows. You was already okay. Now they bringing up you ain't been paying your workers in Mississippi. Rick Ross, you are being accused of dealing with modern-day slavery against black people, bro. They say it ain't a coincidence you try to put a store in Mississippi, and they saying you was not paying the workers correctly. Here you go, man. A fucking plantation owner, goddamn. He got fined by the labor board. So here you got it. Rick Ross talk all that money shit, but he said he didn't want to pay his workers correctly, y'all. See, they can show you Maybachs. They can show you chains. But see, when it comes time to pay that money out, it seems like it's a problem. Bosses pay bread. Bosses kick out. Bosses don't be worried about that shit. Either he was being a boss or he was being a slave owner. Which one was it? He got fined by labor law. Anytime you say that labor shit, y'all, that means people working and they ain't getting their proper pay. And that's what you get in trouble with. Because that's a thin line between that slave shit, y'all. Those laws still in effect. So I want all y'all to understand that. When you working for black people, y'all, because I did it, that's why I'm talking my shit, because I've worked for blacks multiple times. What I say, never again. No, they play with your fucking money. I know this for a fact. They will lie, make up shit, play with your overtime. They'll try to give you half overtime on this check, give you overtime on another check. They do a little fuck shit. You know what I'm saying, y'all? Have you work overtime, carrying the time over. They do a little shit. Make it work harder, not smarter. Talk shit to you on the clock. Talk shit, period. That's why they don't got shit no more. So my point is this. He got fined, meaning if he got fined, that means it was out of control for one. How the hell is he a boss with all this fucking money but he ain't been paying his workers? This was never supposed to happen. Now, if I had to ask you, who was it? Probably black or Latino, but I'm assuming they were black. So he got fined. What else you realize? You see that news got covered up, right? Because I never heard about it. That shit got covered up. So he got fined by labor board a few years ago for paying his workers in his chicken restaurant in Mississippi sustained wages. Look it up. Underpaying his workers. But he's a boss. See that? He got it. No, that nigga was running a plantation. Because Mississippi is the poorest place where blacks live at. These are facts. So I think he purposely put that goddamn plant store there so he ain't got to pay nobody and play with their money, man. So Ross, how you gonna fix this shit, bro? They saying you committed identity theft on a black man, stole his shit. They say when you was a CEO in prison, you was giving the black brothers a hard time. All right? They saying you abused black workers. Rick Ross, you got to fix this shit. Now you're talking about Biz, and you talking how you fucked his wife, you fucking his girl, all this other shit. You look like a black man attacker. Meanwhile, man, we're going to leave this shit alone, y'all. I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. I had to make up some type of thing. That, when I say make up, mean some of these topics I might not want to talk about, but this was going on, but I'm not too thrilled. Meanwhile, I'm going to let y'all see Mariah Carey, man. This one time her ass about to fall down the stairs. There's another time she about to fall on her face outside. And this is over the weekend. They said she barely could walk. She need assistance walking. Now, I don't know if Mariah Carey is starting to develop noodle legs, but if she has noodle legs, she will not be able to stand on stage no more. And also, when you got noodle legs, you cannot walk up and down stairs. You can't. Maybe they just getting old, y'all. Old is when you ain't been on your feet in 10 years. It's no different from you didn't work in a warehouse 20 years, and all of a sudden you got to go back to work in the warehouse, stand on your feet all day and do overtime. You'd be surprised if your fucking legs are going to be messed up, bro. Yeah. So Mariah Carey is embarrassing herself. They also say her shows are whack. But we're going to get out of here, y'all. Enough is enough. Will Smith will be back in movies, but not in the movie theater. You got it? He's no good. He will not be on the big screen. They made it with Will Smith. I'll be happy to get any job he could fucking get. That's what they did to Will. Here you got it, man. Just letting y'all know, nothing changed for them. Nothing got better. It's not going to get better. The last thing they have is online shenanigans. And now people are hip. And now people just laughing at them, man. If they were smart, they would just leave the whole Drake shit alone. Let it play out. If they were smart, they would just talk through music. Other than that, dissing people played out. It ain't going to work. This guy is he is super salty about Drake and is now going after podcasters, which means Rick Ross is starting to fold. What I tell you, if you can hear what I say, that means you ain't that big. If what Rory and Mal rub you the wrong way, obviously you ain't that big no more. But what I know around here, the podcasters became the rappers a long time ago. The content creators became the rappers a long time ago. Why? Voice and influence. So when I tell you rappers lost their voice, I'm telling you what I know. Rappers lost their voice ever since influencers took over. Huh? Rappers lost their influence ever since influencers take over. When you got an influencer from Kentucky, any fucking state in America with more fans than them and go live and get way more numbers than them now, that's how you know. It's people more famous than rappers online now, meaning rappers are famous because of their name, but they're not famous because of their algorithm traction, guys. Do you finally get what I'm telling you? If you got a content creator that goes live and gets 100,000 views, no matter if they're on TikTok, don't fucking matter. They're more relevant than a rapper. Rappers sell 100,000 sales a week. That's a good album. Well, content creators do that a week. So that's how I break it down. If you're a content creator, you're getting over 1,000 views, look at it like 1,000 record sales. No. Ever since they got put in that fucking house in the pandemic, ever since Diddy been in trouble, you will fucking see they're not big no more. Their careers are nothing. They just still have big names and their money and the shit they bought. But this the question. Ask them if they can buy some new shit. and ask them if they can buy some new shit. I ain't talking about no fucking car, no chain. Ask they can buy a building right now. Ask they could just build a new mansion from scratch somewhere. Not Evander Holyfield's old home. Ask they can build some shit from scratch. When Elon Musk has over 400 billion and Jeff Bezos got over 300 billion, rappers can't talk that money shit no more, y'all, because it just don't add up. It doesn't. Why I say that? Because everything Jeff Bezos and Elon did, rappers could have did the same thing. It just proving in there was stupid. Or maybe they weren't. Maybe it was their job to just sell niggas what? Chicken and liquor. What did Rick Ross sell Negroes? Chicken and liquor. Maybe that was their job. All right, you got it now? Wingstop, Bel Air, liquor, and chicken. Tell you who's the joke on in the end. So I'm going to say it again I said earlier. We might call Rick Ross a clown, but the real clowns is everybody that believed and loved Rick Ross for that persona. Because Rick Ross didn't get rich by himself. He got rich off everybody that believed his shit. But he also made good music. I'm not going to take that from him. He made good music. He made good music in his time. I'm not going to take it from him. All right? But the facts are the facts. In the end, the fool is everybody that believed in Rick Ross. Those are the fools. It ain't him. All right? Rappers supposed to rap and do what they do. It's your job if you fucking believe or follow them or not. Meanwhile, y'all enjoy y'all Monday. Oh, family, I will be back later on tonight. Not this afternoon. Black Crisis Part 3. Documenting their fall in real life. Documenting their failure. Today's topic is about married women stating that they are now feeling more pressure than a single woman. And they are saying they feel like single moms, even though they're married. You read between the lines. On that note, we're going to get out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all Monday. Y'all stay tuned. It's going to be a hot-ass spring and summer, and you're going to keep seeing the shenanigans and chaos because everybody who is not in good standards will be scrambling, suffering, and surviving this summer. And I'm going to tell them all again. You trying to slander people online is not going to work. Nobody respects that shit no more. Just what it is. Yeah, remember back in the day, you beat somebody up? Nobody cares, but it's not respected. Oh, it happened already. Meaning, we have trashed each other to the highest level of trashing. It's 2026 now, y'all. The new shit is, if you got a problem with that person, say it to their face. Don't say it online, especially if you're a man. Only people going to get online with talking like that is women. Any man told by another man, calling themselves, going at him, is not respected, y'all. I'm just letting y'all know that. We out of here, y'all. Y'all enjoy y'all day. 1.